Hello everyone, it's my honor to be here to be able to share some of my dreams, my experience with you. Some of you may know me through music or movies, or some of you may not know me at all. I'm just another kid with big dreams. I started this company, it was 2003, I believe. I was 23 years old, and at that time, I just thought I wanted to learn something. Apart from my core business, which is singing, movies, I wanted to learn something more. What I'm learning is actually linked to my core business. I've been doing movies and commercials and music videos for a long time, but how can I enhance that visual effect? And I really think that there is a high demand for post-production, and that's where we come in. Hong Kong PO is doing very well. Our sub-branch in Shanghai is doing very well. We're opening in May in Beijing, and I hope it's going to do as well. But it's also linked. When I started off this company, I sold one of my houses, and I leased it to the bank, and I borrowed money from the bank to start this company off with 4 people. And now we have over 130 staff. But at that time, was it a gamble? Yes, it was. But I also had 3 commercials in hand that I talked to the producers and the director that if I do this company thing, would I be able to also do the post? So I had about a year's overhead before I opened my company. So I really don't want the wrong message to go out to the kids and say, oh, look, Nick, all he did, he just gambled his house for a great future. No, I didn't. No, although yes, it's a gamble, but I had a kind of a safety net behind it. I really don't know what my best leadership qualities are or my worst. I think these are just, I think these should be complimented or criticized by other people. And it's not for someone, as one person should say, am I a good father? Am I a good human being? You can say all that, but it would mean nothing. It should be said by my staff. I'm trying to do what I think is just the necessity of a person. What we want, mutual respect. We want to be cared. We want to be loved, to be respected, and that's why in my company we have the least hierarchy problem. I would cook for my staff. We have our own soccer team. We have our own badminton team. We have our own mountain biking team. We just went on a big vacation together. We do all the activities together, and they would literally throw a big bucket of ice in my face, freezing cold, and knowing that we're having fun. But after we have fun, we all go back to work. Or another great example, I think, is when we were picking out the new office. I actually called on a vacation and said, okay, today we're gonna stop working. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna go look for a new building, for a new office. And they didn't know they were involved. And they asked why. I said, look, I'm not gonna be the one sitting here 18 hours per day looking at the same screen forever. It's you. I wanna make this your home. You gotta be comfortable to stay here. And you gotta feel that it's part of you. So you're actually looking forward to go to work. And that's when that will also stimulate your creativity, thinking. And then the job will get better. I think creative thinking is probably the most important thing right now. Ideas are actually selling a lot more than hardware. Right now I know I have 3 light bulbs, shining at me. I have 3 machines shooting me at the same time, but they're just hardware. And Creative thinking. All right, let me put an example as Angry Bird. Now that's creative thinking. Now how far has Angry Bird gotten, in the world now as popularity-wise than these 3 cameras and light bulbs? And the thing about creative thinking is it's all you. It's no one else. No one can take that away from you. And it's for you to say yes or no, how or when, where, why. It's your label forever and ever. And that you never know, it might just take you far away. To train up your creativity, I would have to say, as what Bruce Lee said, again, to be honest with yourself. What do you love most? Because I truly believe that if you have the utmost passion for something, then you would know it deeply. You would train it every day. You would understand it. And then, therefore, you would think from that topic, and then you would thrive for excellence. How do I find my passion? And that I think I would have to quote Bruce Lee. To be honest to oneself, now that is very hard to do. I watch his interviews over and over again, and now that guy is charismatic, confident, not to the point where he's arrogant. He's a philosopher. He's a well-known martial artist and an actor. I think passion, ultimately, you got to be really, really honest to yourself what you like the most. And by that I mean, you cannot say, I love my post-production company, but then I also want to join that karaoke function tonight, or have dinner with my girlfriend. There are sacrifices to make. Now that means you really want something that bad. I really resent anyone that puts you off and tell you that you cannot do something, because nobody should be able to tell you you cannot do something. Only because they cannot achieve their goals does not mean that you cannot achieve your goals. I convey my vision just simply by going through all the departments, sharing my thoughts with them, openly speaking my mind with them, and ultimately the average age in my company is 28 to 34, I think, something like that. So actually we're all pretty young, and they would speak their mind freely, and I think that's very important. I hope to motivate entrepreneur behavior by setting an example by myself. Let's say if I were to come here today 4 hours late straight for 4 months, I'm pretty sure that my staff is going to be here late for 4 hours, or they're going to know that my boss doesn't give a crap, so why should I? But if I'm here first day every morning, and I set that example for a period of time, they know that this guy really cares, and then they're going to be here, and we're going to share our thoughts, we're going to have breakfast together, we're going to do a lot of things together, and things should go well from there. 5 years ago, there was another company that was willing to pay 5 times the payroll that I'm paying right now to my staff, just to have them walk away from my company. Out of 20 staff, only 1 left. I asked the question I asked, so really, guys, what is the main reason? Give me in a word. Why are you staying here? And it surprised me to actually hear this from them. All they just said was, when we work here, we know how to smile. And that is when I really believe that I have succeeded in the managing field. If that person actually feels that, wow, I didn't think you would care about me, or he would actually see my problems, my worries before I even approached them, then that trust is actually raised to another level. And I think that's how my staff and I work.
辛苦你们，真的谢谢。
This company is not doing anything different or special that other companies are not doing. We're just doing what a lot of people have forgotten. We're just treating people as human beings, with care, with love. And I think a lot of companies, because they're growing so fast right now, they're lacking that care between them, the friendship. I mean, the word just to lead is not just to lead, but to set yourself as an example, to be able to call on harsh decisions, to be able to motivate, to dedicate, and inspire. Now, all that together, discipline, self-discipline, ultimately, is all these virtues together, elements together, is a leader. If I were to give some advice on how to develop your leadership elements or your own self, first of all, I mean, really be honest with yourself. Know what you love the most, have the most passion for, and do not lie. I mean, you can sleep on a lie forever, but then you'll never be good at it because you don't love it. You gotta love something enough to devote, to dedicate, and then sacrifice all the other stuff that you don't want to be able to reach the goal. And secondly, never duplicate or replicate. Let's say today you see this kid called Nicholas C sitting right in front of you. I'm not asking you to embrace my personality or my jobs or my work. I'm asking you just to see what you can pick off of this guy and then put on yourself, or maybe say, that's totally not me. I'm not gonna do what he's gonna do for a living, or how to lead. I think he's wrong. That's fine also. Not to embrace everything, not to replicate or duplicate, but really find yourself. But through that, you must be honest. And if you have all that down, that might just be in a sentence, but if you have all that down and it's really from here, you will lead.